biopharmaceutical sector has had an amazing 2 years in the public markets, with over 100 companies going public. And ophthalmology companies have played a strong supporting role in that performance. In the discussion, IPOs in ophthalmology, the class of 2014 and beyond, Ophthalmology CEO David Geyer led an informative discussion between company CEOs to help explain why the IPO market has swung open so wide. Mike Gaedo of JP Morgan cited several reasons for the opening, but the most encouraging one might be the simple fact that biotech companies have technologies and products worth investing in. Let's hear what Mike has to say.
In the innovation cycle that we've been in the last couple of years in biotech and pharma has been pretty amazing. So we're actually talking about, from 2008 and, the rally that started then, we're talking about cures in hepatitis C, which has been a huge issue. We're now talking about cures potentially in oncology. So we've made some unbelievable strides in biotechnology, and I think investors, there's been a lot of liquidity pumped into the system, as we all know, but I think investors have been well rewarded by investing in the innovation in biotech. And as Jeff, my colleague earlier said, we have a really great and strong FDA who's a friend to our industry and a friend to getting drugs approved, and that's a huge benefit.
Sue Washer, President and CEO of AGTC, was among several panelists who credited the passage of the Jobs Act, which enables prospective IPO companies to meet with interested investors privately and frequently. Without those meetings, Sue says AGT's story might have been a complicated sale.
Well, I do think that the Jobs Act has had a big impact. I mean, a company like ours doing gene therapy and orphan ophthalmology, I mean, our lead indications were diseases that nobody had ever heard of before, and gene therapy is a very complicated technology. And if we hadn't been able to do all of those TTWs, I just don't know how the public market investors would have been able to make a decision in 2 weeks. They just wouldn't have been able to do enough diligence. I'm probably on the high end, but we did 105 testing of the waters meetings, and some of those, when we went to the roadshow, it was the 3rd or 4th meeting we'd had with that investor. So we were on a first name basis. They knew our lead indications. They knew our technology cold. They were starting to ask about, clinical trial, protocols and CMC sections. So we were a familiar face. If we'd gone out without the Jobs Act and been in to see that investor for the first time and been having to explain what AAV gene therapy is, I don't think we would have had the same outcome.